Hello, good day, and welcome. This is day 3 of 7 of my pre-birthday activity. By the way, how's your day going? It's 2 days more, and 2023 will be done with. If you're like me, I'm just thankful and grateful to God because it's been a year. Oh my, it's been a year. It's been all shades. But we thank God because the greatest gift of all indeed is the gift of life. And we thank God that we are here. And it's the living that can actually plan or talk about the future. So welcome to day 3. Yesterday was actually day 3, but for some reasons the video wasn't just good. Not as if this is perfect, but this is, I think, better than what we had yesterday, and I couldn't let it fly. So for those that joined yesterday, this is the same content, but of course, there might be some 1 or 2 additions here and there. So welcome. This is my commitment to myself, to God, and to you to share some of the lessons I have learned in my years so far. I'm sharing what I consider the ones that are relevant to us and to you at this time. Day 1 was about being deliberate about the company that you keep. And day 2 was you are your best cheerleader. And here we are, today or on this episode, talking about something again that is so important. And that is a lesson I have learned from life. And I'm sure it will be beneficial to you. And so what is it? I have learned that you need to have a robust social capital. You need to have a robust social capital. Capital is wealth, whether it's in money or is in assets. Wealth in money or in assets. But I'm talking about social capital. The sociologists will tell us that man is a social being. That means you exist in society, you interact with the society consisting of the men and then, of course, of the humans and the environment. So, we need to have a robust social capital. As a businessman, an entrepreneur, a career person build their capital base, we need to be intentional about building our social capital. That is the people that we have in our circle, the people that we have in our sphere. We need to build that. The human resource experts will also tell us that the greatest assets for organizations are the humans. But AI might be shifting that concept by now. Maybe we'll know that later. Yes, so humans are the most valuable assets of any organization. Because you need humans to do the job. You need humans, no matter how great the idea is. You need people that will, that will birth the vision with you. So today on this podcast, I said the lesson I have learned in life, one of the key lessons I've learned is that you need to have a good social capital. And that is the network that you keep. That is the people within your sphere. That is the people in your circle. And this is for very many reasons. You need them because when you interact with them, they affect both your physical, your social, your mental, your financial well-being. I'm talking about all these. It's not just the financial, the entirety of your being will be affected positively or negatively by the quantity or otherwise of the social capital that you have. Now, on a sad note, I remember when I lost my brother. Michael was less than 40 but he had a huge social capital that people that came, at the time of his interment were so many. And it was a wonder. It was like where, an old man or an elderly person had passed. But no, it was a young man. That was because he had good social capital. He had it in good quantity. We had a young man that stayed through the wake that day. And I went to him personally at about 11, 12 or thereabouts. And it wasn't a face I knew very well. And I said, so why are you here? He was sobbing. And he said, Michael touched my way in a very spectacular way. This is somebody, I didn't know him. And he said whenever Michael came to the village, Michael would look for him, Michael would seek for him, and Michael would, probably part with something, to him. So social capital is not just what you receive, it's also what you give. It's the impact you both make on people and the impacts they make on you. You must build that. There are different areas where our social capitals can be built. In our family, in our community, in our neighborhood, in our school, in our work environment, and the list goes on and on. I read a book sometime that I know the word hermit. Hermit is someone that probably lives alone and stays out of reach of people. You can't build your social capital not wanting to interact with the humans in your community, in your society. You'll be deficit on your social capital. So just like people don't have enough money and they can't do what they're supposed to do, that is the same way that when you don't have enough social capital, it also is restrictive. But you see, those that have built their social capital consciously, they are wealthy. I'm not just talking about wealth, wealthy in cash. I'm talking about, wealthy in the people that they have. Now, people would say, onye nwere mmadụ ka onye nwere ego. And that's translated to mean that the one that has people is richer than the one that has cash, the one that has money. So, you need to consciously build your social capital. Be present where you are. Be present in your environment. Be present in your workplace. Don't be that one that his or her voice is not heard. Don't be that one that says whatever they say, whatever they decide, we will do. Don't be that one that there's something about community development. If you don't have the money, but you have the energy, you have the strength, you need to be able to contribute to the well-being of your environment, of your immediate community. That way, you would also be adding to your social capital. I told 2 stories in the course of the broadcast yesterday. And I said, when I had a presentation of 2 of my books, one on site and the other one virtual, I had a huge support of people that I have engaged with over time. From my book club members of the Agape Book Club, to the Unique Women International, to the advertising practitioners, Abuja advertising practitioners, to my schoolmates, my secondary schoolmates of over 39 years then, and the list, to new network of entrepreneurial women. The list goes on and on. I had them all attending, and they brought their positive energy. And people could not help but say that the thriller for them at that book presentation was the massive support that I got from my different networks. So, when you build your social capital, you are building your network of friends, you're building your network of associates, you're building your network, positive network at that. So, talking about network, remember that with computers, I think it's computer, technology age that made, more glaring the use of the word network. We, in our office at a time, we had computer systems that were connected. The computer engineer connected all of them. So there was a networking of the systems. And what did that do? It meant that each system had access to the other system. You could get information from that system and then use on your own system. So that's the benefit of having a good social capital and having a networking system. You interact, members of the network interact, and so they share ideas, they share knowledge. Where one person is weak, the other person draws strength. How about someone is in a situation, and because she or he doesn't have a social network, the person, suffers alone. But if you have a vibrant and active network, it could be from your school. I mean, right about now, old boys and old girls association are doing tremendous things. Their voices are being heard. They are going back to their schools and, rebuilding their schools, introducing, handling new projects and all that. So, even your secondary school network, your university, your primary school. Yes, I know my children belong to even have their primary school, network. So I'm saying, be present. When I also had the presentation of my other book, The Good Neighbor, and Other Stories, which is a collection of stories for children. It was virtual. That was in 2020. In the midst of the COVID. I mean, there was restriction on physical gathering. And so the next option was to have an online book launch. It wasn't popular. I'm not sure I had attended one, but I conjectured it. I got some people, we thought through it, and then voila, it was set up. I got the team, and then, we assembled. And then we had it. The beauty of it was that, we had people joining in from America, joining in from Canada. I hope you know that our times are different, with some 6 or 7 hours or thereabouts according to the time of the year. And they were able to deprive themselves whatever comforts that they were to have just to make sure that they joined in the book presentation. I had people joining from Ghana. So people joined from the UK. People joined from all over the place. Why? Because I had built good social networking with those individuals. And by the way, when that book was presented, we sold over 800 copies. In less than 1 month, all the first 1,000 that we printed were sold out, and we went back to press to print another set. So, dear listener, what I'm saying today is that you need to build your social capital. That is one lesson I've learned in life. There's hardly anyone or I'm sure that by the time you ask me for, 5 numbers, I'm probably going to have, if I don't have the number you want, I'm probably going to have the person that knows that contact that you need. So when you meet people, pay attention to them, collect their numbers, engage with them, impact on them. And that way, you will be living good memories. You'll be living and making good impact on those people. Okay, I just thought I should come here to share this with you so that we don't miss out on that episode of yesterday on building a vibrant social capital. You need to build it. As we get into 2024, you won't be an island. You will connect with people. You will seek positive connections. And then that way, you will also have a better life and a more productive year. Thank you very much. Please, if you listened, I'd like to have you share and also leave a comment. God bless you.